have you said that because Joe Budden actually said, hey, listen, Drake, we got to figure out what's going on with you and this content that you putting out, because the old Drake rapped. He made raps for rappers, and that's what niggas really legitimately fuck with, right? Well,
he was singing.
Well, he was singing, but he was also rapping for real.
He was doing both.
No, but yeah, he was. But
Marvin's Room.
But yes, but with this, can you?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No. I'm asking you this question.
All right.
With this project, was Drake legitimately rapping in this project? Like rapping.
A couple moments of where he was.
There was a
rapping.
few moments.
Full blown rapping.
No, not full blown. No.
So, would you say in this project he was singing more or was he rapping more?
He was doing a mix of both.
Yeah.
Melodic.
But the thing, he was kind of melodic rapping. But then he was kind of singing on the part where it slowed down.
I can recollect the first 3 projects to me. I don't know how y'all feel about it, where he was projects.
Oh, like Drake's first 3. Okay.
First 3 projects. I'm not talking about So Far Gone. That's a mixtape, and that's a lot of people consider that an album.
You tell about Thank Me
Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. He was rapping on those.
I think those are both of my top 3, actually. I think those are my top 3.
Really? But he was rapping on those. But he was also singing, and I think that was a good combination of both. This project specifically, I don't think he was rapping. There 8 a.m. in Charlotte, nigga, he was rapping. You feel me? But there wasn't a good balance to me. To me, he was more so singing and melodic rapping, and then a little bit of sprinkle of rapping here and there. That's what it sounded like to me.
So when I
You
think
know what I'm
rapping,
saying?
I just be thinking like what J. Cole did on
First person shooter. To kind of add context, Joe wasn't super duper critical of Drake. He wasn't even super duper critical of it. If you looked at the whole thing, he had great things to say about his album, and he liked what Drake did. But one of the things that he said, and I guess excerpt or clipped, was that he was mad at the fact that, 1, Drake doesn't rap for the rappers anymore, and 2, Drake is not rapping outside. Drake is rapping for the kids. He's rapping for the youth. He's not rapping for his fan base that's growing up with him. And so that was Joe's gripe about the actual album. And he's like, bro, when are you going to start to grow up? Like, when are you going to grow up? You know what I'm saying? And so Drake was like, nigga, fuck you. You're a failed rapper. Nobody fucks with you. You're only doing this shit because you're a failed rapper. And only reason why people know you is because you're doing this podcast, nigga. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Fuck you. That was pretty much what Drake said. That was his response. If we could put up maybe Drake's response to Joe Budden so that niggas can see. All right, y'all. I'm finna just paraphrase this motherfucker real fast just because this is a lot.
Basically, you ain't
Go
shit.
ahead. Yeah.
Basically, you ain't shit. You had that one song that they keep playing at fucking all the sporting events. Congratulations. But you can't speak on what we're doing consistently because you gave up. You did what you do best, which you talk shit about everybody else and they mama and they business, but you can't compete with what we're doing. In summary, basically.
Yep.
Hey, this is funny.
That's
going ham like a lady.
Nah, he's going like a lady.
I'm like, you gotta get a lady to write this shit. He going in.
And you know what's so wild? You know what's so wild about it is that the fact that Drake don't really be responding to nobody, regardless of what niggas got to say about his album or his music. Drake don't ever really be responding to nobody. So I don't know if Dro legitimately struck a nerve as to like what he said, but like this is surprising. I didn't expect this shit at all, bro.
I guess what BB said is, imagine y'all give a critique and somebody did this in the comments.
Somebody did this in the comments. Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. I would look at that shit and not look at it and keep on going.
I mean, it's long.
Cause it's long. You feel me?
I mean,
and a lot of times,
you know how I feel about Joe.
Huh?
You know how I feel about Joe.
You don't like him?
I mean, so Drake did. I mean, after a while, you get tired. Niggas let him slide all the time. So I get it, like, but somebody eventually got to say something.
But wait a minute. Here's the thing. I feel like Joe did what you would have done in terms of being critical of somebody's music. And the thing is, it's not like, I don't even think he went too, I mean, he didn't go too crazy with it. He was just critical of somebody's music. Like, he was just like, bro, he wants him to evolve. He wants him to start rapping about something different. It's really all he said, for real.
Which is kind of like my feelings too. I feel the same way. I would rather see Drake evolve.
You was telling me about how you want artists to evolve. You want me to evolve.
I think
you want
Beyonce
people...
does it. Beyonce, Rihanna have done. This is the first two people, women that pop in my head. They both have evolved.
Evolved with their music.
Like,
their stages.
And I'm not saying Drake doesn't, but Drake be also culture appropriating.
Nah, well, yes, but also too, Me personally, and this is because I will willingly admit that this is Drake bias. I ain't gonna cap. I don't mind him talking about this shit. I don't mind him talking about this shit at all. I still think it's lit. I'm still turning the fuck up to it. Jumbotron shit popping was lit as hell.
Joe academics be running their mouth and niggas don't shut them up. So I'm not mad at him responding.
Yeah, and so that's what Champagne Poppy said. And then Joe Budden had responded to Champagne Poppy and basically said, "You're gonna grow up one day." That was pretty much the response.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but Joe ain't growing up. What is Joe? Joe acting like he changing the world.
I mean, that's what he said.
But what is Joe doing?
On a podcast.
What is he doing? I mean, I'm not gonna make it. His podcast is a big podcast.
This nigga say he fly first class on special occasions.
Either which way, I think Joe is just being critical of Drake. I believe Drake was even on the phone with Joe at a point in time. I thought they was cool, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me because I could be wrong, but I thought they was cool at a point in time. But I guess apparently not, especially after the take that Joe had gave. Drake is fucking gajillionaire, number one. Two, people are going to be critical of his craft. People are going to be critical of his art. I think there might have been an underlying thing there. Maybe Drake had pent up energy for Joe based off of the shit that he said previously or prior. Because I do remember when Joe put out a diss to Drake. It was years ago, but I do remember when Joe did that. And Drake didn't respond to that. But when he responds to him on his podcast, though, and says these things, he feels the need to respond. So it could be a lot of pent-up energy. Could be a lot of energy that he felt about Joe previously already. And so he just decided to unleash today. Well, not today, yesterday. Well, whenever he responded to Joe. So I think overall, though, bro, Drake, you have millions and millions and millions of people that are going to listen to you because you are the declared GOAT, at least of this generation. You just beat out Michael Jackson with the release of this album. As far as Billboard charts, niggas is going to be critical of you. You know, that's just what's going to come with it. I think it is what it is at the end of the day. Do I know what's behind the scenes? Was this response warranted? I'm not sure. I don't fucking know. But then also, too, Joe champions him a lot on his podcast. He champions Drake a lot.
Do you think this is pent-up energy from maybe something that they got going on, but also just probably everybody saying similar things about
And he
Drake?
just decided to take it out on him?
Yeah, it just that was the final straw.
It's a possibility. That's a possibility.
I mean, I know I've said some things, but like, you don't hear me, but probably millions of people have said shit.
Yeah.
And like, bro, like, we want the old, people wanting the old Drake back.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And like, he's like, damn, now this nigga want to say it on this platform. Like, I'm just.
But that's the thing, though. If people want the old Drake back, he's talking about the old shit he's been talking about.
I'm saying.
So
like,
do y'all want like what y'all like? Y'all want him to what y'all want?
I'm saying everybody giving their opinions on what it takes to become something that they'll never become. And so his perspective, which I get, and which I would say as well, like I've said in the past, like, nigga, if I was Drake, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, you have this opinion, but nigga, I'm Drake and I've done X, Y, Z, so you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't matter.
But
like,
fuck
so
you.
that's real.
Yeah.
But there is an opinion of the consumer, like maybe just taking it into account a little bit, like, okay, well, maybe I could change this up a little bit, or, you know, to be more appealing to the people who want to listen to my stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And but maybe he was just like, nah, fuck that. This is the last straw, and this nigga said some shit, so like I'm finna just respond. This is not only a response to Joe Budden, but it's kind of a response to anybody who got something to say about what I'm doing. So I don't know. That's just speculation.
That's valid. No, but that's valid though. Well, thoughts and prayers. That's how we always end segments.
Prayers and thoughts.
That's all. That's how we end all the segments, man. Thoughts and prayers, man. Hopefully,
therapy is important, BB.
Therapy is definitely.
Drake got a tummy tuck appointment next week.
Oh my God, BB. Holy shit.